had a lot of projects in this house so far. Most of them have been pretty small, and a lot of it cosmetic. But this one,
It'll be cosmetic too. But it's a little deeper than that.
yeah.
On some soft spots.
Let's go down that road. Hello, faithful people. I'm Orlean.
I'm Gary, and surprise, I'm not driving.
Yeah, we don't always drive somewhere. And in fact, Gary was feeling around on the RV on some things, and I'll have him explain that in a minute.
Doing some checks, and then just went around feeling underneath. We can look at that as we take a look at our faithful old house here.
Stick and brick houses have things that need to be fixed too, and we're no different.
Yep.
Let me show you what's going on. Okay, so Gary was...
Okay, so I go around and do some checking on seams and places where there's caulking and places where there are cracks and places that you can't always see. So one of the checks that I was doing a while ago was going around and just feeling along underneath the siding to see if there's any soft spots or wet spots.
And what made you do that? I mean, it's just such a fluky thing.
Well, it's because we had a trailer before, and it had some soft spots that we found when the floor started getting dark, and
yeah,
I would have liked to have found that a lot sooner. So
yeah,
this one I found sooner, and it's right over in this corner. I'm not sure just how extensive it is, but there's a very soft spot here. You can tell it's some rotten wood. I don't think it goes any further than right about here someplace. Not sure how high up it goes, but I've looked on the inside and I think it's about this high. It does seem to come around the corner right about here. Awning connects. So we're going to tear this open gently, and we're going to open it up from the inside. There's not a lot of wiring or a lot of plumbing or gas lines on this corner, thank God. So it seems to be, it could be, I pray it will be, a fairly easy fix even for me. So
yeah,
we'll see how that
but this,
all goes.
it also means you're talking about taking off the panel to get to it from the outside.
I want to take this corner off probably up to about here so we can loosen this panel up, maybe take this off and open it up to see where the water leak was and how far the rot goes. If it doesn't go up too far, if there's no leak coming down here or down here, we may be able just to work on this corner, but you don't know till you
get into it.
Open it. Yeah.
So let's show you what's going on the inside.
So here on the inside, the corner that we're dealing with is back here under these various household items that every RV or home would have. A lighthouse, a bird, and a plant.
Right.
But under here, we have a shelf that we have used for really important food items and other things that'll come out. I'll have to take this out, I believe, right now. This is where our bench seat is for the dinette.
If you missed the video on that, I'll put the number on for that in the description here, because that was something that Gary built from a piece of furniture that we found. Anyway, that's a whole other story.
So we'll have to take this out, open this up, probably remove some of this, if not all of it.
And are you talking about taking out the whole dinette or just this part here?
I don't know.
Wow.
What we have to do. So it'll be fun. It'll be a challenge, and God willing, it will be successful. So.
Yeah, all the fixes so far have been real easy, so it's time you have something challenging.
Yeah, that's what I want. Okay.
One of the advantages things that we're thinking about is that this has been kind of hard to get into. It's hard to get, you know, like big bags out or whatever. So we're talking about making this, having just a piece that goes right across here and eliminating part of that middle part there anyway, and maybe making a stronger shelf in there of some kind that we can put some of our bigger items in, like
canned goods and
canned
things like
goods,
that.
yeah.
Yep.
So that now's the time to do it.
So we'll keep you updated, and you'll get to see more pictures of the mess I make, and God willing, again, the mess that I fix. We'll see how it goes.
So we're going to start cleaning things out of here, and we're going to have to take some things into Gary's mom's house. And yeah, that is a place that has not been super organized, partly because it's hard to get things in and out, like baskets, like as you can see. So that's one of the things we hope to fix and improve on. So the cover is off of the bench, and this is actually a storage bay that you can get into from the outside. There's a door right there to the outside. So this is like a pass-through that we can get to from in here or out there. But this is all going to have to come out because this whole dinette might have to come out, but you're not sure yet. Right?
I'm not sure yet.
Yeah. Time to start getting to work on this project. First thing we had to do was dump the tanks. So Gary did that this morning. And the second thing we had to do was shut off the gas. Just as a precaution, you don't want to be having gas on when you're working on things. So that meant having to take everything out of the refrigerator. So the refrigerator is empty, and now I wiped it out and everything, so it's all good. We took the food into the house. We have a cooler in the house, and it's one of those electric ones. So we put our stuff in there, and then the freezer stuff we put in his mom's freezer for now because she had some room. So that's going to evaporate this back here. We don't have to do anything with that. And it'll just fall down here and it'll evaporate. Now here's the biggest mistake that a lot of people make when they do their refrigerator and they shut it off. The biggest mistake that most people make when they close up their refrigerator and freezer for the season or whatever is they do this. Where's all that moisture going to go? It's not going to evaporate. It's going to smell. So this is what you do. There's this little catch down in here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay. So I'm going to pull it out. And there's another little catch right here. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to put that in there. That'll leave this open just enough so everything will evaporate and it won't get smelly. So you leave it propped open just a little bit. Another thing you can do if you don't have these little catches on them, I think almost all refrigerators have them. This is a Norcold, but Dometics I'm pretty sure do also. So if you don't have that, just keep it propped open a little bit. Somehow just make sure it does not close, because if it closes, you're going to have mold and mildew and everything, and it's all going to get inside parts you don't want to get mold and mildew in, and you will completely wreck your refrigerator. So make sure you leave it open just a little bit. The refrigerator one, same thing. Has this little catch, and it just closes right in that little thing there. So there's just a little bit of an opening right in here, and it keeps the door from completely latching.
Hi. We're disconnecting power. Shut off the gas already, and don't want any power going through anything that I might be accidentally cutting into or touching. So we'll just disconnect the batteries and make sure everything's shut down and safe. I hope.
Yeah. And the weather forecast is changed. We were supposed to get rain in a couple days, and now it says no rain for the whole week, so we're really hoping for that. So Gary's disconnecting a couple things here. Aha. Gotta remember how this all goes back together again.
That would be good. That would be very good. So my job is to take it apart. Your job is to remember.
Well, that's why I'm recording. Because then I can run it backwards.
Plastic.
So now we know how thick we have to put the new sealant in when we put that back on.
Mm-hmm.
They really put it on thick.
Keep water out.
Yep.
Appears to have worked. There's a number of places that we need to redo before we head out, if we have time. If we don't have time, give us something to do when we're lounging around in the wilderness someplace.
Right. Just lounging around. Well, you did some of this already this summer.
Yeah, a little bit.
We found out you're not supposed to use silicone, like the RV dealership told us to.
Yeah.
So what is it? What is it they're supposed to use?
I forgot the name of it. It's not silicone.
Some kind of a putty.
Yeah.
And is that the stuff that comes on a roll?
There's some that, yeah, that would work here behind things like this and in this area. But stuff in the tube that you squirt in works around other spots where, well, this is again the same kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Home Depot.
Sure. Menards or any of those stores. Lowe's.
And this is just the prep part. Yeah. Putting electrical tape on the loose ends.
Yeah, ones that go together.
Does it feel good? Like it's not crumbly?
It's not here.
Good.
Yep, it's good.
Oh. Gary's been watching YouTube videos on how to do some of this for a while. And he knew there was going to be a lot of screws underneath that.
This is where all the soft stuff is right here.
Okay. They're in at an angle, huh?
Almost. Yeah.
Huh.
These are fresh ones. It's not good.
What's not good?
And it's supposed to be solid up here.
Uh-oh.
It's like they were having an issue before.
Great. So fresh screws, and thinking that they were replaced because something's been looked at on this before.
It's possible that they've had, it's possible this is an old problem. They sealed up and decided to get rid of the trailer. Sure that hasn't happened before.
So is it something, so maybe it's something that when we get in there we find out it's already been repaired, no?
This was a temporary fix. Probably done just so they could get rid of it and get something else.
Well, that wasn't very nice. Probably isn't a good sign that the screws are rusty when they come out either, is it?
Nope.
Wonderful.
Now we should put them back in and trade it
Oh.
like they did.
Well, no matter what home you get, you're going to have problems in it, right?
Yep.
Even new houses have issues. So you're thinking that you have to go all the way up?
At this point? Yeah.
Oh no. Gary was just saying that after 20 years he wouldn't expect that the screws would be clean anymore. Oh man. This probably looks worse than it is. Don't cut your finger. Yowzer.
Yeah, it's top priority.
Yeah, it's a top priority because then...
It is a top priority.
Oh. Because then if you cut yourself, then I'm going to have to do this, and I'm not going to have a clue.
Well, I'm not so sure either. Can't tell. So far it goes. Obviously it goes further than the first panel.
Oh boy.
So, the part that I wonder about is what else? I mean, this isn't likely the only place.
But it's the only place that we felt anything crumbly.
Yep.
And that's the only place that this was bowing out.
So it's got a layer of insulation and then goes up against the stud in the corner.
Okay.
this is going to come apart. Can't take it off out here.
So we're gonna have to move it somewhere?
I'm afraid it's going to be more than I can do out here. Yeah.
So panels not just down here like we thought, but now you're thinking more up to here even? Do we call somebody?
Yeah, I gotta call somebody.
Like a guy that maybe repairs RVs, or maybe he'd give us a discount if you're working with him.
Yeah. If I take it apart, he just has to fix it. But still have to find a place to do it.
Oh my gosh. So here's the bad news. We found out that the damage seems to be coming from all the way up. And because he couldn't put the screws back in because the wood has been rotted, there's nothing to hold it in place. So right now we are waiting on a couple phone calls, but I'll tell you what we did find out. I'm just gonna go for a little walk. Okay, found out there's a guy that's about an hour away from here who can probably work on it for $95 an hour plus the cost of materials. We don't know yet if he would be willing to do a discount if Gary were to work with him. So we're kind of waiting on that one. We're also calling around trying to find a shed because rain is supposed to be coming in a couple days, and so we need to get that taken care of, or at least get it into some shelter before rain would hit. So we are waiting on phone calls from different people. One is Gary's cousin who lives on a farm, and he hopefully has room in his shed. Then the other option is that if he does, then Gary is going to try and fix this himself. So, roads of faith. Yeah. So we'll keep you posted. Stay tuned. Bye.